The ad hominem fallacy is a common argumentative flaw where an individual attacks their opponent's character, motive, or other personal attributes instead of addressing the actual argument or position being presented. Ad hominem translates from Latin to against the person, which is a fitting description since the fallacy shifts the focus from the argument to the individual, undermining the logical basis of the discussion. The structure of an ad hominem argument is as follows. Person A presents argument X. Person B attacks person A's character, motive, or other personal traits. Therefore, argument X is dismissed as invalid. This type of reasoning is fallacious because it does not engage with the actual argument or evidence presented. Instead, it diverts the discussion to unrelated personal issues which do not inherently affect the validity of the argument itself. Let's look at this simple example. Person A states, we should consider reducing carbon emissions to combat climate change. Person B responds with, you don't even recycle, so why should we listen to you about climate change? In this example, person B commits an ad hominem fallacy by attacking person A's personal behavior instead of addressing the argument about reducing carbon emissions. Consider another example involving a political debate. Person A states, we should increase taxes on the wealthy to fund public education. Person B responds with, of course you'll say that. You're just jealous of people who are more successful than you. In this scenario, person B dismisses person A's argument by attacking their perceived motive rather than engaging with the merits of the proposal. Here are some strategies to counter the ad hominem fallacy. Firstly, point out the personal attack is irrelevant and steer the discussion back to the original argument. Secondly, call out the ad hominem fallacy explicitly, showing that it does not address the argument's merits. Thirdly, resist the urge to respond in kind. Keep the discussion focused on the logical and factual aspects of the argument. People often confuse valid criticisms with ad hominem attacks, but legit critiques that impact the argument's validity are not fallacious. For example, person A states, the doctor says smoking isn't harmful, but person B responds with, but that doctor has no background in public health and is funded by tobacco companies. Here, questioning the doctor's credibility is relevant because it directly affects the argument about smoking. Calling someone a bad name like stupid can be an ad hominem attack, but it depends on how it's used within the context of an argument. If the insult is used to dismiss or undermine someone's argument without addressing the actual content of the argument, it's an ad hominem fallacy. For example, if person A states, I believe we should increase taxes to improve public services, but person B responds with, that's a stupid idea. You're an idiot for thinking that. Here, person B is not addressing the argument about taxes, but instead attacks person A's intelligence, making it an ad hominem attack. If the name calling occurs without being tied to the argument, or without an intent to refute the argument, it's simply an insult, not necessarily an ad hominem fallacy. For example, continue with the previous example. Person A stating, I believe we should increase taxes to improve public services, but what if person B respond with, you're stupid? While person B is being insulting, if they are not trying to invalidate person A's argument based on the insult, it's just an insult rather than a logical fallacy. In summary, calling someone stupid can be an ad hominem if it's used to dismiss or discredit their argument without engaging with the actual point they're making. It's best to avoid insulting altogether though. Overall, the ad hominem fallacy is a deceptive argument tactic that shifts the focus from the substance of the argument to personal attacks. By recognizing and addressing this fallacy, we can ensure that discussions remain focused on the logical merits of the arguments being presented, leading to more productive and reasoned debates.